Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Grumpy Old Gamers podcast. Can't teach an old gamer new tricks. I'm Ryan, and with me, as always, my good buddy Rob.
I'm high energy.
Yes, I asked Rob to be the high energy guy this time. Because I'm so high energy. But
Woo! Video games. We have a lot to talk about.
We sure do.
So much gaming news because we have been taking like every second week off.
Yeah. Well, it's so weird because last week there was I think the only story really was the Sony State of Play. And then it's well, let's just take the week off. We're both kind of busy. And and then this week, oh my goodness, we even had to cut some stuff, but
it's true. All the news.
The news
that you asked for. You in the back.
Yeah, we see you. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, guy, or girl, or whatever.
Yeah. Danger, Rob. Danger,
Rob. Stop.
I still like doing this. I don't want to get banned.
Whoever you are, thanks for watching or listening.
Yeah.
Or feeling the energy, whatever it is you're doing with our show. We're more than happy you're doing it.
Absolutely. So just in a little bit of housekeeping, if you want to contact us, you can send us an email to makeusgrumpy@gmail.com with anything video game related. Got some emails about recipes that, recipe for spaghetti that someone asked my favorite spaghetti recipe. And
I don't think that happened. I don't think you're telling the truth here right now, fella.
Did you check the email box? I don't think so.
I thought I did.
No,
the only answer is spaghetti bolognese.
Absolutely. No, anything video game related, just send. And you know what? If you like what you see or hear, just little review, little whatever on the platform you're on helps immensely.
You want to send us cryptocurrency because you love us?
Absolutely.
Send it too. All the Dogecoin.
All the Dogecoin. All right, moving on into news. Sony had a State of Play.
Yeah, kind of caught everyone by surprise.
Yeah, they they announced that there's going to be a lot of gameplay at Deathloop, which there was. I'm not going to lie, the game looks decent.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably give her a try. But they caught my attention right off the bat with this one because of the game they opened with. You doing okay there?
Trying to figure out a better place to have my headphone cable. Sorry to bring the show to a screeching halt. There we go.
I just had an image of a toddler where's my headphones go? It's kind of what it looked like for a second.
Trying to figure out every week these cables, they rub on the whatevers and they make noise in my ears the whole time. And I can't hear your silky voice.
Well, I'm glad with what you did. That looks like it's working out good.
Yes.
But the State of Play opened with a total surprise. I kind of figured this game was coming, but I heard nothing about it. And they opened with Moss Book 2.
Right.
And if you're unfamiliar with the game Moss, it's a PSVR game. Or it was on PSVR. I think it's in other places now. But it was... it might be. I'm not sure.
It might be an exclusive. I'm not sure.
Yeah. But it's one of those games where you're basically platforming inside a diorama, I don't know. That's kind of the best way I can describe it. You're like an overseer, and you're controlling Quill, which is the main hero of the story, and you're going through these dioramas, and like some of it's so creative because like
Yes.
you'll be looking at a wall or something, and then because you're in VR, you actually like lean to the side and like look around the wall, to fix something. And
I've heard it called God View, which is kind
yeah,
of a good way to look at it because it's like you're watching the character who's the main character from high up.
it's like it's like Astrobot Rescue Mission has the exact kind of God view, right? And then sometimes you help out too, right? Like sometimes you do little things that help out the character too. So I'm super stoked, but it kind of leads to like, is this going to come out on PSVR 1 or on the new PSVR? There's no release dates or anything given. This is just kind of a like, hey, it's coming.
Hey, you there? And it's it is out on the on PC as well.
It is, okay.
Came to all the Oculuses and the other ones.
Yeah, that must have been after, because I'm pretty sure it was definitely just on PSVR in the beginning. Then there's another game called Arcadegeddon. I've actually heard a lot of buzz about this, like a lot of like positive feedback about it. It's a loop-based shooter. I thought it looked all right. Maybe not my jam. Won't know until I try.
And you can play it because it's on Game Pass. Oh, wait, no. Oh, it's not on Game Pass. It's PlayStation. Sorry.
I know we're just so used to saying that.
We're just so used to saying, and it's day one on Game Pass, except it's not.
Then they showed Tribes of Midgard, which is it's an action RPG looking game. Another great looking game.
Seasonal as well, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just instead of reading all these off here, they also talked about Fist Forged in Shadow Torch. I don't remember seeing that one. Hunter's Arena Legends, which is a 30-player melee fighting game. Sci-Fu, which kind of caught my attention before.
Right. They talked about it on was the last State of Play or two ago or
a couple ago, yeah. Or it might have been even as far back as like the big PS5 reveal one. It might have even been as far back as that. They showed more footage of that, and I'm pretty interested in that. It looks pretty damn good. Also, definitely from the PS5 reveal trailer, Jet the Far Shore. They showed more of that, and that too looks good. They also gave a release date for the Death Stranding Director's Cut, which I believe is August 12th. I'll have to verify that. And then they showed a bunch of 9 minutes of gameplay of Deathloop. So pretty full, like a lot of stuff coming. There's not a lot of like known properties, I guess, coming. But I guess it was stated that this was all third party stuff coming.
Yeah.
Some stuff that could be really good. We won't know till we try, right?
Yep. It was an event.
So something that came after the event, people were talking to Mr. Hideo Kojima. And he's not a fan of this whole director's cut that Sony is using as their transitional term between, like, where they're upgrading a PS4 game to a PS5 game. I think, I wasn't really into console gaming between PS3 and PS4, but they just they would call it the HD versions from what I've seen in the store, right? It looks like, because like Last of Us HD remaster or whatever, like where they take the PS3 version and and HD it up to the PS4, right? But now instead of calling it that, they're calling them director's cuts because they have the Ghost of Tsushima director's cut, and now they have this one. Oh, I was way off. September 24th. This is coming out.
Okay.
But Kojima doesn't like the whole term because like in terms of director's cut in a movie,
yeah,
it usually means that like the movie that's been released is not what the director wanted.
Yeah.
And a director's cut is like
the extra stuff and
it's usually saying that what was released was a compromised version of what the director wanted. And Kojima is saying it's not that at all. So he came up with the term director's plus instead of director's cut.
Right, because of course he did.
Yeah, because they actually created a bunch of new, or whether it was going to be DLC or whatever, it's all new content, and like and the PS5ing with the the ray tracing and the haptic controls added to the controller and all that. But yeah, Kojima just didn't like that wording because that's not the case. He released the game he wanted to.
Right. And the new version, most importantly, has a catapult.
Has a catapult.
I'm just reading that now. That's
yeah, it's
because only a Kojima game could have, and now in the new version, catapults.
Yeah, also ramps and like a racetrack and like the post-apocalyptic.
yeah, you bet.
So
that is awesome. So going from very awesome to not so awesome.
Yeah. So
segues for days.
Segues for days. Nintendo, our good friends at Nintendo, will not go on record if the new Joy-Con's coming with a Sw-OLED. Sw-OLED. I love it. I'm sorry, it's so dumb. They won't go on record saying if the drift issue will be fixed in the Joy-Cons.
Spoilers. It won't.
Yeah, exactly. Because
they're not changing a damn thing with those.
No. They're still fixing them for free. If you get drift in a controller, they kind of treat it like a wow, that's so weird. You got drift in your controller.
What a crazy thing. We'll take a look.
We'll fix that right up for you.
We haven't seen this before, but we'll take a look because we're Nintendo.
So how long do you think the drift issue has been going on?
Oh, it was like 6 months after the first launch, wasn't it?
Yeah.
This was a long time. It was not a long time, but after.
There's still a lot of people who don't realize that you can do this. Or maybe they don't want to be bothered with it.
That you can send them back?
Yeah, to get them fixed.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not a person who looks into it,
yeah,
a lot of people probably just throw them out, right?
Throw them out and go get some new ones, which just probably let Nintendo.
That's exactly what they
want. So put a pin in this thought about the drift issue because we'll talk about it again in a later on story. But it's kind of funny that all these inquiries came up because this week a YouTuber oh wait, I'm not at that story yet, am I?
Well, no. You got to go with it now, buddy.
I got to go with it now.
We'll circle around.
Yeah. A YouTuber by the name of I think it's just
VK's channel. Yes.
Yeah, VK's channel on YouTube. He's put up a video to show you how to fix the drift issue, and it's really just a simple little fix, and it basically involves putting a small piece of paper or cardboard around where the analog connections are located to just tighten the grip up again. Because
just a little bit of pressure applied to the surrounding area.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
wow.
So you do have to take your controller apart to do this. So it's not, I guess it's not that simple of a fix in that sense, but all you need, like, Yeah, it's not that hard of a fix either, but it's the whole like, do I just send it in and get it fixed for free, or do I stop buying Joy-Cons because they,
Yep.
they're crap? Yeah. So, you know what? I'll try and remember, and I'll include a link to this in the notes on the web posts for this, because it's a short little video, but you could save yourself a few bucks there if you don't want to send your Joy-Cons in and want to try fixing them yourself.
Absolutely.
The story I missed out on here, because I was just going by all the stuff I have open, and not by our show notes. I was just winging it. Was the fact that so they're charging $50 more for the Sw-OLED.
Yep, 50 buccarinos American.
American, yes.
Which is, I think we make this joke every week, but it's like $700 Canadian.
Something like that, right?
Give or take.
Give or take. Rounded, right?
Yeah. But what a kickstand you get.
But what a kickstand.
Hold on. Such a kickstand.
So this article here breaks it down that they're going to be paying about $3 to $5 more per unit for the new screen. About $3 more for the additional storage, because it is jumping from 32 to 64.
Right.
And then of course the new kickstand and LAN port. So they're thinking it's only costing them about $10 more to produce this new Sw-OLED and dock.
Are you saying that Nintendo is just increasing their profit margins?
I think I'm making that point there. Yeah. Yeah. Sw-OLED!
This is us just shaking our heads. And people will buy them. Well, and the screen is 0.7 millimeters bigger, give or take, than the old one.
Yeah.
It's like, it's so infinitesimally different.
I was looking at my current Switch, and it's got quite the bezel around the screen, and basically
it does.
Basically that's being decreased by like 2/3 to fit the OLED screen.
Yeah.
But other than that, no other, like, the whole size and shape of the Switch isn't changing.
Nope.
Yeah.
As Damon pointed out, when he said, "Oh yeah, it's a crazy idea to put a OLED screen on a portable system." So good that Nintendo came up with that. Oh wait, no, they did. That was the Vita back in the day.
The Sony Vita.
Yep. And then the second version didn't have the OLED, and that was sad. The first one had the OLED. The second one did.
Interesting.
It was like how they do the how every system has the new best version, and then they have like a junior version after, which is a little cheaper.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It's a way to innovate.
Nintendo. Yeah. I mean, usually they do things there it is, on their own, but try to innovate a bit, but not this time.
They did innovate a heck of a kickstand.
I mean, honestly, pretty much anything would have been better than what they had on it initially, but
like, check this out. We've made it wider. Wow. Thanks.
So you have a rectangular shaped device, and instead of putting the kickstand in the middle of this rectangle where it would balance it out, no, we're going to put it way off to one side.
It's just going to be a little bit. It's going to be a little bit flimsy.
And
just a little bit.
If you if you look at your Switch wrong while this kickstand is out, it's just going to break.
Yeah. Both your Joy-Cons will drift. It's bad news. And a LAN port.
All right. So there was a rated sealed copy of Super Mario 64 that went on sale at the auction.
Oh, how much
And
was that? $10,000?
yeah, how much do you think? How much would you pay, Rob, for a sealed?
For a Nintendo 64 game? You're asking the wrong guy.
Absolutely.
But
Anyways,
yeah, how much did it go for, Ryan?
at the Heritage Auctions in Dallas, it went for 1.56 million.
You all lost your damn minds. Everyone involved with that.
Yeah. They show it in the sealed case here, and it's got the grading number on top. It's a 9.8, which is near perfect. Yeah. That sale, previous to that sale, there was a copy of the Nintendo Legend of Zelda original sealed that went for 870,000. Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Quickly scanning my game shelf. Okay, well, how about a sealed copy of That's So Raven for the Game Boy Advance?
Ooh. You should just sell it and pay off your house, Rob.
I think so, right? I might not even be kidding. Oh no. But I do have a sealed copy of Ant Bully for
Ant-
Game Boy Advance.
Nice.
What's we got here?
You need to get that
Copy of Texas Hold'em.
Oh,
what else we got here? Why do I have so much sealed Game Boy Advance? Chicken Little. Ah. Oh nope, one more. Piece de Resistance. Happy Feet.
Awesome.
So if you want to buy some sealed Disney and Pixar games with the Game Boy Advance, hit me up at makeusgrumpy@gmail.com.
Yeah. Rob will give you a good deal. Like,
great deal. If that's 1.5 million, I will give those to you for like 15,000. All of them. They could all be yours. Makeusgrumpy@gmail.com.
Makeusgrumpy@gmail.com. So also, speaking of people losing their damn minds, you ever hear of a little company called Heuer? Heuer?
Yeah, they make fun watches, don't they?
They make fancy watches.
Yeah.
So they are making a Super Mario themed watch, a smart watch, which their OS is called Connected Wear.
Okay.
And they are making this Super Mario. Yeah, it's got a whole gamification reward system in it for your working out and stuff.
Yeah.
Which will be exclusive to the watch for a short amount of time. Now, it being a Heuer and there only being 2,000 of them being made, how much do you think those are going for?
Well, I've got the dollar value right here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, $2,150. I can't even, to buy a watch that much, Rob. I don't even think my wardrobe, since I've been buying clothes in my 20s, I don't think I've spent $2,000 on clothes.
I've been wearing this same hoodie on 92 straight episodes of the show here. Look back, watch them. There might be 6. I'm not. Maybe 7.
And I'm such a simple man. I buy black and gray shirts, and I've got 6 black, 5 gray right now. I just cycle through them. It was funny because I've watched the little things I've made for the intros and outros, and it's oh, look at us, we're just always wearing the same clothes. But look at me, I've got this $22,000 tag.
Look at this watch. Mighty fine watch. Ugh.
I mean, it's cool. I'm glad that
you know what? Yeah,
a fancy company like that is making something cool like that. So
someone wants to buy a $2,000 watch, you go ahead.
Yeah,
more power to you.
All the power to you. What do we got next year, Rob? Ah, our new favorite person, Mr. Phil Spencer, in an interview, was recently quoted as saying that the new Xbox Series X and S controller will probably get an update, and it will probably be something in line with what PlayStation has been doing. So,
How does this make you feel?
Like I've been calling it for like the last like two years in predictions.
Yep, yep. Those adaptive triggers are supposed to be pretty cool.
They are. They are. Um,
But if they touch my asymmetrical analog sticks and put them both in the same place, all right,
you're gonna lose your damn mind.
gonna lose my damn mind.
They show a little mock-up here, which is it's basically they took the D-pad from the X and S and put it on,
Yeah,
and then put the, like you said, put the two joysticks, the analogs next to each other.
can't do it.
No. So I mean, I'd be happy to see it. I mean, the haptic stuff is pretty cool.
Sure.
It I haven't oh, I haven't really played, or I have. The only game that I really played a lot of that utilizes it is Spider-Man Miles Morales,
Right.
and it doesn't even utilize it that much.
Mm-hmm.
But I need to try like Returnal or Ratchet and Clank or something to really experience that. So yeah, something to watch out for is a new. We'll see if Xbox develops something a little comparative. Oh, you know what? Do you want to do this next one, Rob? I've been talking a lot here.
Sure.
Yeah.
So Gabe Newell, he's like the Luke Skywalker of video games. He shows up once every 6 to 12 years. Oh, just gonna fix my camera here. Oh, oh. Hey.
There you go.
They just announced Steam, his company there, just announced they're going to do a portable computer system, which we've all seen kind of coming. You know, it's like they've been hinting at it. But what really surprised everyone was that when they announced it, they said we're doing pre-orders starting tomorrow. And they actually had some specs. They had the cheap one was, I don't have it in front of me here, but it was $349 American was the cheap one, right? Or was it $399?
I think it's $399.
Yeah, $399, and then all the way up to $645, I think, was the expensive one.
$529 for the mid model, $649 for the most expensive one.
Yeah, so kind of the early specs on this is that it's a Zen 2 processor, APU, so it's going to have the integrated graphics there as well. The screen is it's a 1200 by 800. It's one of those middle resolutions between 720p and 1080p, but it's going to look really good on the screen there from what they say. It's going to be running Steam OS out of the box, but it's going to be using Proton, which is the Steam OS's, oh no, it's not Steam OS's, it's Linux's app that allows it to run Windows applications on it. So it's kind of like not an, I guess you could say an emulator, but it's like it. So you'll be able to run Windows games on it, even though Steam OS is based on Linux through their Proton system. And people like Digital Foundry and not IGN. Why would I throw them in at Digital Foundry? Gamers Nexus. They've kind of torn it apart, and it does look like it's going to do pretty well with what it has. The big thing with the cheap one is instead of having the NVMe, which takes advantage of the PCI Gen 3 or 4, it's eMMC, which is basically a flash card, which makes sense because it's very hard to get a 64 gig hard drive. but it is quite a bit slower. So there will be a little more loading time on it, but it's priced at a really great rate. And the actual specs inside the device, other than the hard drive, stay consistent across all three. So it's very cool. And the launch, actually, when they did these pre-orders, they did it, there still was some scalping, but they did a pretty good job of fighting it off by saying you had to have a Steam account to order it, and you had to have bought a game before June 1st or something like that on your account.
Yeah.
Proving that you hadn't just made one. So,
yeah, it was like within the last 6 months or something.
Yeah.
You had to by June 1st, and 6 months back, you had to have bought a game. So basically, in 2021, you had to have bought something.
Yeah, and you could buy one. You could reserve one under that Steam account, right?
Yeah.
So the people who did scalp were ones who bought one who had no intention of using it, and then sold off their reservation codes. Which, I mean, it's better, right? So, and they're saying December, they're going to go in the order that the reserves were made, and it's going to be late December, first quarter 2022, depending on when you got it, and shipping and all that good stuff. So it looks like a really good deal on what you're getting. Like spec wise, it's going to run 720p games pretty well.
Yeah.
You can put Windows on it if you want, so you can install any operating system they say on it. So if you want to wipe the whole thing and put Windows on it, you can fill your boots. You want to put Linux on it, fill your boots. You want to put Mac OS, you won't be filling your boots. But yeah, it's honestly, it was a huge surprise.
Yeah.
Steam has a very checkered past when it comes to some hardware.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Steam controller and the old Steam Link console did not do great, but they have made some really good VR equipment. So
that's true. Yeah.
Which one are you getting? You know, we're going to see. It looks very good right now. Stay tuned to see how the launch goes.
Yeah, like once we start getting some of these in more people's hands, like previewers and stuff.
Yeah,
I think we'll start seeing some good stuff out of it. I mean, they showed them playing Control and Jedi Fallen Order on the system, right?
Yeah,
and from what they showed in the previews, it looked good. It looked really good.
At that screen resolution, the people who've torn apart the processor and the APU, they're saying it's more than capable of doing it at a pretty good frame rate. So
yeah,
it's going to be capped at 60, but I mean, at that price, 60 is going to be what you get. So
yeah, it was a very well timed release for Valve, because they really rode the wave of disappointment that people had about the new Switch, the Sw-OLED there. Because people were so underwhelmed by that, and then they see this, and they're like, it's like, it can be done. Why isn't Nintendo doing this? You know?
Yep. And if you've got it plays games that are already in your Steam library. So if you're a PC gamer, you've got games for it already, right? So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you've got a whole library that. I mean, I saw some other stuff that, like, it might not work with some of the like bigger online games for some reason.
They're saying some of the stuff that's console based with the online, they're having some issues with, but it's like Apex Legends.
Call of
but
Duty.
It is going to work. You will be able to play Epic games on it, like stuff from the Epic Store.
Yes,
they've confirmed that. So I mean, and I mean, between us, we've got roughly 800 Steam games. So I mean,
yeah.
It's it was cool news. It was very, very well done. It was nice out of the blue. Kind of did like, hey, by the way, it's tomorrow. Drop mic, walk out.
So they the thing I said to put a pin in earlier about talking about JoyCon Drift is that was one of the big articles that came up already. They're like, is this gonna have the drift like the Switch? And they basically show that the controllers. They're more like the controllers on the Xbox or
Yeah.
PlayStation. That style of analog stick, not the technology that the Switch is using. So, I mean, you can still wear them out, but
Hmm.
not not in the time that it takes on the Switch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got some cool stuff. Like, we didn't even talk about like so below the two analog sticks on the front, there's two touchpads
Right.
that you can integrate
Hmm.
for I guess like cursor movement or like
Yeah, they say you can kind of replicate like a mouse pad on there, right? And
then on the back there's was it four or six programmable buttons. Um, Either way, it's got back buttons that you can
Mhm.
program to play with. On the I didn't realize how much bigger than a Switch it is. It's pretty big. This
It's beefy.
this thing's pretty beefy.
To
Um,
get what they're getting out of it, they have to have a pretty good cooling solution because it's a real processor.
yeah,
It's not a Tegra.
yeah. Zing.
Zing.
So I got my pre-order in.
Good.
Yeah, I ordered up the mid-level one. So we'll see what happens. What else we got here? Oh, our Evers, the Resident Evil, the Resident Evil um, online multiplayer game that was supposed to be.
Oh, that's what that is. Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out what Reverse was.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the new online multiplayer game. It was supposed to actually ship with Village
Okay.
as because they did something like that when they released the remastered Resident Evil 3. There's another online multiplayer game that was in with that.
Right.
But yeah, delayed till 2022.
Hmm.
Yeah. Which, you know what? Put out your best games, man.
That's right.
Take as much time as you want. Uh yeah, Ubisoft announced this week a new Tom Clancy game called XDefiant, and it's them throwing their hat into the ring of the free to play first person shooters.
Ooh.
The Call of Duties, it's going to be in there with the Call of Duties and the Apex Legends and the Fortnites and
I'm waiting for the Tom Clancy go kart game. That's going to
mm,
be amazing.
that will be. um, so yeah, they announced that. They showed a little footage. Kind of remind like just the whole feel of it. Definitely, it's totally what they're doing. They've got their set of like 4 or 5 characters in there to choose from,
Yep.
and you can use those, and yeah, imagine there'll be loot boxes and all that
No,
all that fun stuff.
not in a free to play game. I
Yes,
can't
sir.
believe it.
Yes, sir.
No.
Uh,
Not in the news, not in our notes here, but XCOM's doing the same thing, eh? They're releasing like this free to play loot boxy kind of mobile game right away here.
oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't. I missed that.
same thing. Just they make a lot of people really angry because yeah, why not release a crappy version of your series on a free to play model and make
um,
trillions?
you know, is it mobile or is it going to be on PC and the consoles and everything?
I believe it's mobile.
Okay.
The XCOM, yeah.
Because I did just read today. I didn't bother adding it, but since we're talking about Ubisoft and stuff, they just announced today that they're shutting down. They had another Tom Clancy mobile game where
Oh
it was
yeah.
like a Tom Clancy All Stars. Like it had Sam Fisher from uh
Yes, I remember the trailer for that. We were mocking it freely.
yeah, Splinter Cell and a whole bunch of other Tom Clancy type games, and you would do your missions and stuff, but it's not doing well at all. So they announced today there's going to be no more new content, and they are shutting the servers down in October.
Yes. Yes. The new game is called XCOM Legends.
Oh,
Now out in soft launch.
interesting.
Yeah. Legends. I'm sure you can buy Legends with real in-game currency.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Speaking of currency.
Speaking of currency, this little company called Tencent.
It's a little tiny company
Just
that
a little
doesn't
company.
really do much anything.
No, they don't. So they decided to throw their hat in the ring of the game making. uh-huh. They own Riot Games. They bought up Riot Games, which is League of Legends and
Yeah.
Valorant.
They also have large amounts of money and a lot of other gaming companies that would surprise a lot of people.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they've put in a bid that that the company has accepted. Sumo Digital, best known for the Little Big Planet and Sackboy games, um, they put in a bid for 1.27 billion.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of dollars.
They also make one of my favorite racing games, the Sonic All Stars Transform series. There,
Oh,
yeah, that's Sumo Digital.
yeah. So it's for the company and all their intellectual properties. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's another big company to have in their portfolio. That's for sure.
and we're not allowed to say anything else about Tencent.
Mm-hmm.
We have no problem with wherever that company is.
Power just shuts down.
Yeah, yeah. They're they're a Chinese-run gaming organization is the best way to put it. There have been some, there have been some stories
Yeah.
we won't get into right now, but yeah,
But they,
very well funded by somewhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
Moving right along.
Moving right along to the next non-controversial story. Hey, best story
Hey,
in the whole thing here.
Fall Guys Season 5.
Woohoo!
When we posted this story, it wasn't quite out yet, but it came out yesterday, I believe.
Oh, shut up.
I think it launched yesterday.
No, really, shut up. No, I'm just kidding. Look at this. This is awesome.
Yeah. So it's looks like a jungle theme. I didn't get a chance to watch that trailer yet.
It looks pretty good. There's going to be squad modes with like 2 and 3 person teams.
Oh, cool.
I saw a bunch of areas with like rhinos, but they're like trying to knock you off the platform.
Awesome.
You got
Well,
lost temples in here.
we'll put it out there now. We'll definitely do a let's play of this. We'll stream us playing this one night.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. Maybe one of us will get a crown this time.
So close. So close.
So close.
The Overwatch Summer Games event is on right now. It's a thing they do yearly where it's like their Olympics.
Okay.
And a bunch of new skins and emotes and everything are available for you to purchase or win in game through loot boxes.
Yeah. But most likely purchase.
So this next story, it's funny I got to post this story twice because the first time it was posted, the title was, please raid Ukraine warehouse filled with 3,800 PS4 consoles that were Bitcoin mining, which is what the original article said. But it turned out
even better.
It turned out that these consoles were actually grinding FIFA 21 to try and win members of the Ultimate Team, which is something you win through loot boxes in FIFA.
Yeah.
and then they're selling the accounts with these people on them. So they're saying that they're saying that this was more lucrative
Absolutely.
than
Yeah.
Bitcoin mining.
FIFA makes like it's some ludicrous amount of billions every year on the Ultimate Team stuff. And they don't do anything to the game every year. They update the rosters, and there's a couple new features. And every year people drop boatloads of money on this Ultimate Team garbage, and it's stupid. It's like not stupid. If you play that responsibly and you're a grown adult, that is fine. It
Yeah.
doesn't make you stupid. There's a lot of kids who get caught in getting this stuff, and they don't, their parents' credit card is attached to it, and then like, whoops, I spent $10,000 on Ultimate cards,
Yeah.
and it's
So these guys got caught because they didn't want to. They were illegally stealing power.
I guess you would with 3,800
Yeah,
PlayStation 4s.
like the pictures here are impressive. Like they were organized. They had them numbered and on shelves and just all lined up. Like it's pretty.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
And FIFA was upset, or EA was upset because someone else was making billions on this that wasn't them. So
Yeah.
how dare you steal from people? That's what we do.
that's our gig.
Come on now.
And last but not least, Netflix revealed that they are throwing their hat into the gaming arena,
taking away the ability for us to say so and so is the Netflix of gaming.
Yeah, because they will be the Netflix of gaming.
Yeah. What are they focusing on, Ryan?
They are focusing on mobile games for mobile devices.
Because everyone's got a cell phone.
Yeah.
You don't have a cell phone?
So it from what I read here, it kind of sounds like they want to go the route of like Apple Arcade, because they're going to have games that don't have loot boxes or any further monetary stuff. It'll just be games that are included with your subscription.
Get behind that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this works though, because like on an Apple phone, how are they going to do that? Like, are you going to go through just play it within the Netflix app? Or because
that's interesting. Because Apple has been very against people doing this.
Yeah.
But if they do it through the app, Apple's not taking Netflix app off their phones.
No. And Netflix isn't making money or anything on these games. Like, so it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see how this all works out. They've hired a former EA and Oculus exec, Mike Verdu, to head up their gaming network.
Okay.
So.
And you said no loot boxes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you mentioned the EA guy.
Yeah.
Working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I got that. Yeah. That must have been his big sell when he came in. He's like, loot boxes.
I'm going to leave this right here.
Yeah. Walks up to the whiteboard and big like
straight loot.
Yeah. And then draw a square. Loot box. Wow. So we covered a lot of stuff here, Rob.
We did.
That was a lot of news, but
yes.
Now we can move on into what we've been playing. And since I don't really have anything new to add, I've been just playing a lot of old stuff. Do you wanna? I see at least one or two new ones on your list here that you can.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll let you go first.
Yeah, well, it's been a busy couple weeks for me here because starting a new job.
Yay!
So I've been, learning the ropes and not sleeping and stress eating ice cream. So in the midst of all that, tried out a couple of games. One was Forza Motorsport 7, which Ryan and I are both huge Horizon players.
Hmm.
As if you've been following the page for a while, you know. But I hadn't really gotten into motorsport because I was like, oh, if I can't drive off a cliff in a big oversized diesel truck, then why would I play a video game? But I gave it a try, and yeah, it's been on Game Pass forever. I mean, it's the same driving, which we all enjoy the driving on it there, and there's a few neat little races in there, but it's a good diversion. You know, waiting for the new Forza Horizon. It's you can buy cars, do races.
So
Got, uh,
when I first got Game Pass, or when it wasn't on Game Pass when I first got it. They added
mhm,
it later on.
yeah,
And when it came out, I tried it, and I'm like, man, I just like the open world stuff so
hmm,
much of Horizon that,
yeah,
because I mean, it just reminded me of like a better Gran Turismo,
hmm,
right? Like where you just lock to the races, and I don't know. It's definitely more for just straight up racing. Like
yeah, yeah.
it,
The racing, the actual races themselves, they're the
yeah.
same, which is great. They do a great job on the arcade racing,
Mm-hmm.
and you can buy cars, and they do have some Top Gear stunt things where you like have to knock over bowling pins with your limo and stuff like that. But
Oh, okay. Yeah.
yeah,
I
it's
never
all
made
right.
it that far. I think I put an hour in them. I'm like, well, I'm going to play Horizon. So,
Yep. And then the other game was one called Bloodroots, which is on Game Pass, which I tried just as a just like, hey, it's on Game Pass, and I'm gonna try because it looks cool. And it's a very interesting game. So it's a you play this like this barbarian type character who gets killed and comes back, and you got this big wolf on your head, and you can use anything for a weapon. So you pick up fence posts and ladders and all sorts of things, and it's a top view, like like an isometric view, I guess, but it's extremely fast, and you get killed when you get hit once, but it's a
oh,
really quick respawn, and it's over the top kind of dashy, killy violence. It's a lot of fun actually. It's I'm trying to think of a game like Hyper Light Drifter was the same kind of gameplay, but the graphics are quite a bit better than Hyper Light Drifter. A lot of gore, like bloody type stuff, but I hadn't heard anything of it, and it's one of those games that I was just like, oh, that looks kind of cool. Oh, it's on Game Pass. I'm gonna try it,
right.
and I did.
So is it top down isometric or side view?
It's top down,
Okay.
yeah. So
Hmm.
it's and there's different levels, and it's all just extremely fast. It's a lot like I guess the fighting could be a lot like you would see like Hades, where you're just like dash dash, and all the weapons give you different kind of attacks as well. Like you get the sword, and it's you like dash when you attack, and you get the axe where it's just this big lumbering swing, and then you get fence posts and ladders which you twirl over your head, and it's it's very over the top kind of. I guess I wouldn't say it's roguelike because you don't really gain new powers and stuff, but it's you're back so fast that it's like death isn't really all that important. It's like you just come right back to the last checkpoint right away. So
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah,
Huh. I might have to give that a try. Sounds
it's
like
Bloodroots.
Bloodroots. I
Bloodroots.
think I've scrolled past that a couple times.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, on both console and
PC.
PC.
Okay. Do you want to talk about your retro pick too and get that?
I can get that out of the way, I guess. So here's what happened. We were all chatting about old video games and remakes and things, and one of us made a joke about like Yars Revenge remaster, and it's like, well, yeah, it's like if Yars Revenge got a remaster, you don't need to remaster everything. And then for giggles, I just looked up And they did make a Yars Revenge remaster. Not really a remaster. It's an entirely new game. And it was on Xbox Arcade. So I looked for it on the Series S. I looked for it on the One store. No, but when I booted up the old Xbox 360, I was still in the store there for $4.99. So I said, hey, I'm going to buy this and play it and record it, and I'm going to do a video on it. It was awful. It was so bad. So bad. It's like kind of like Panzer Dragoon for the gameplay. Kind of. But it's so unbalanced for being able to kill it. You got to shoot things for like 20 minutes to kill them. And the graphics they're horrible for an Xbox 360. And they've got like this horrible over-the-top anime type story behind it. It is not good in any way, shape, or form. You're not even the bug thingy that you were in the Atari game. I would much rather boot up the Atari game and play it right now than ever play that 360 game again. But the video, I think the video was enjoyable. So check that out on our channel, Yars Revenge. It's Rob. It's like 20 minutes of me being sad. And who doesn't enjoy that?
I know, I feel bad I haven't watched this yet because I love that. I love seeing you in pain. Just
physical pain. And we get that every year because we're Oilers fans.
Yeah. Hey-o.
Hey. Well, what about you? Did you play anything that didn't suck?
I've been playing a lot of. I really didn't try anything new. I got my hands on a Xbox Series X.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So I loaded up a bunch of the stuff I play on PC and my Xbox One on there. I gotta say, yeah, damn, Forza Horizon 4, like the load times are even better than my PC.
Yep.
And I don't like
the same thing.
I'm like, what is this wizardry?
Yeah.
Yeah, and looks as good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, looks and plays great. I didn't really try anything new, but I created a family account on there and made a profile for my wife and showed her Game Pass. And I haven't been able to touch the Series X since then. So
there's so many games.
But yeah, I've got that in my arsenal now for trying out some console stuff. But just game playing wise, I've been hitting Death Stranding really hard. Like I'm as much as I like to just log in 15-20 minutes here or there, like I've been putting in a couple hour sessions. Like I'm determined I want to finish a game now.
Right.
And then I'm also asking myself, like, should I just put this on pause until September? When the director's cut comes out?
Right.
Or like it sounds like the new content is like DLC, so it's like a whole separate story.
Right.
So
you should be able to finish it anyway.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna, because this game, like it's so up my alley, it's not even funny. Like it's the sci-fi in it is 90% awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And then like 10% like, oh boy.
Insane. Yeah.
Yeah. Like just bat poop crazy. Like just but yeah, oh man, this game, man. Yeah, it's really good. And I'm thinking I'm about halfway through at this point.
Okay, so you're only 72 hours in?
I'm at the 72-hour mark.
Excellent.
I've been kind of buckling down on like doing the story missions instead of just doing delivery missions, because I kind of got caught in that loop where I'm like, you pick stuff up out in the field and then you deliver it, and then you pick up new orders where you're delivering it to. And
Amazon the game.
yeah, and then it takes you to two other places, and then along the way to those places you find other lost lost packages, and like, yeah. So I've been trying to focus a lot more, and just make my way through there, and still working on the story mode in Mario Golf Super Rush. I'm still having a lot of fun with that.
Oh, right on.
Another game, man. I love the golf games, and yeah, I'm loving this one. And
Excellent.
yeah, I had good intentions of trying out a bunch of new stuff. I even loaded up my game of the year. I think one of my games of the year 2 years ago, Plague Tale.
Oh yeah, right.
Because they just released it on like the amped up version on PS5 and Xbox, but I'm gonna play it on the Xbox or on the PS5 because they actually added haptic controls and everything. So
Gotcha.
yeah, so I'm gonna hopefully for next week I'll give that a try if I'm not too busy delivering packages in the post-apocalyptic world.
Which, we can't really make the joke about it being the 2021 anymore because at least here in Alberta, which is where Ryan and I both live, we're kind of out of it right now for now. Yeah, we can walk around.
Yeah.
So we were thinking if it's still safe in 8 weeks or so, show 100 maybe would be an excellent live show.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even with maybe even have Dan in there. Who knows?
Yeah.
Having Brent would be a lot harder.
Yeah.
Toronto's a long way from here, but maybe he can join us virtually or something. We're still working it out, but we're able to go out and do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's nice.
It is.
A lot of the fear is subsiding. It's still there, but it's not.
I still have to wear my mask for work. It's kind of a downer, but that's. It's like, okay, when I can take it off and go to grocery stores and stuff, it's like, okay.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff indeed. Well, that's all I've been playing, Rob. And do we have anything making us grumpy this week?
Oh, loot boxes?
Yeah, we beat that horse to death. Or I could talk about Joy-Cons again? No, I think the 6 making us grumpy is already done on that is enough.
Yeah, we've done it a few times. So,
no, I don't think anything making us overly grumpy in gaming this week. So
why don't you go into your award-winning segue to your ending then?
As I try to steer this crazy train into the station, and as I'm laying the track, you just try to derail us as much as possible.
As much as I can. That's right.
Well, everyone, we'll like I said, I'm bringing this crazy train into the station, and we'll just end with if you want to reach out and talk to us, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show there, you can reach us at makeusgrumpy@gmail.com. We love to hear from you. You can also check us out on Facebook. Just search out the Grumpy Old Gamers, and we have a lot of activity happening there. Lots of news, and post all our videos there. We're on the YouTubes. You can just search the Grumpy Old Gamers on there. Look for the old Pac-Man, and he's old because he's got a gray eye.
We're kind of a fan of Pac-Man.
Yep.
That's why we play games like this.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh, look at that. Namco Megamix.
It's sure to be great. It's on the Wii.
Should be fine.
Should be fine.
And we have a webpage that we really neglect, but there's some great original articles on there that you can go back, and they're timeless because it's all about retro stuff. So
once every 6 months or so we put a new article in there.
That's the grumpyoldgamers.com. That's our webpage.
Our award-winning webpage.
Or so the software we use says it's award-winning.
Yeah, it's award-winning.
So we just hitch our horse to that award, those awards. But so yeah, thank you everyone for watching, listening, and we will catch you next week. See ya.
Have a great day.